Alright folks, I am giving you a quick update on SAM shading introductions. You'll see here the page that just precedes the learning activity in Lesson 2 is dealing with sun chart shading interpretation in SAM. Inside of SAM, the version that is recorded was SAM 2013. That is where the column tab was listed as performance adjustment for shading. What we have in the updated SAM 2015.1.30, is actually something called just shading. What happened was they split performance losses between shading here and between losses that might be associated with dirt, soiling, or physical losses from electronics behaviors. So what I've done is I've actually uploaded the file 810 L2LA 2015 SAM file, the new SAM file that describes the Baltimore scenario. And I'm going to go into shading. I'm going to go to subarray 1 to edit shading. The question regarding multiple subarrays is important in that SAM also updated the ability to basically accumulate up to 4 different photovoltaic arrays together into one simulation. You only have one array, and so you will just be modifying subarray 1. The other ones will just be ignored. So we go into edit shading, and we're going to be looking at enabling the month by hour beam irradiance shading losses. The other ones we're not going to worry about for right now. This is the closest thing to what we've had described in the video. And again, the difference here, as noted in the forum, is that the values no longer go from 0 to 1. They actually are now percentages, 0% being no shading, 100% being fully shaded. And so if I were going to go into the month of May from 9 o'clock to 3 p.m. and have some full shade happening, I would enter 100, apply to selected, and that would indicate that those red cells are fully shaded. I could then go into June and July, apply that same shading, and so forth. Now the interesting thing is if I were to interpret my shading diagram to, let's say that only a half an hour was actually shaded by my visual inspection. In that case, I can actually put 50% shading into those cells, either directly or up in the entry there, and that would do the same effect as having half an hour of shading in terms of the way that the computer will process that shading. So you'll notice that I've got shading now right in the middle of the summer months. I would hit OK, and I could hit simulate, run my simulation, and you'll notice that my May, June, July, and August months are indeed showing a deficit in solar power production due to shading losses. Go back into shading. I could click on the upper left corner here. It'll select everything. The value is already 0. I can apply that, 0 everything out, hit OK, and I could run that simulation one more time to notice the difference. So I could use SAM very quickly to go back and forth and see what types of performance differences I'm going to have from those simulations. Furthermore, I could go into my monthly data and in the output of those and find out what kind of monthly energy am I producing in terms of kilowatt hours. I don't have to graphically analyze these. I could look at them in any number of different ways in terms of net AC energy, as well as, say, like the input beam radiation after shading and soiling. So that is an interesting advantage to the newer version of SAM. Again, I can apply some selected shading, hit OK, hit simulate, look at the plane of array, and I notice that I have my losses in May from my plane of array beam radiation after shading and soiling. So there's some really great outputs that I can collect here, and I could grab that data. Again, I'm just clicking this upper left corner just as an Excel file because this is basically an embedded spreadsheet. And I can copy and paste that into any number of places to my clipboard, save it as a CSV, you name it. All right? So I hope this is helpful, and I wish you luck moving forward in your work.